We have a warning about a relatively new scam that's draining bank accounts of thousands upon thousands of dollars.
It is powered by AI, but in a way we haven't seen until now. Nydia Han joins us in the studio to explain how the scammers are pulling this one off. Nydia.
Yeah, this is crazy, you guys, but it is our new reality. You might remember this movie, The Truman Show. Jim Carrey plays Truman Burbank, a guy who doesn't realize he's living his entire life on a big soundstage for a reality TV show. Well, this newest scam is called The Truman Show Scam because criminals create an entirely fake AI world and have unsuspecting consumers step right into it. It begins with a message inviting you to join an investment group that promises great returns.
That then takes them into a group chat on Telegram or WhatsApp. And this is where the Truman Show reference comes in. The entire environment or group chat that they come into is completely AI generated. There's no real people in it.
The moderator of the group, as well as all of the participants, are AI agents. The Truman Show scam involves various investments, stock trading, and
the entire environment.
And be aware, the criminals mimic big financial giants to make it seem like they back the program. They also create bogus apps where you can supposedly access the investment application.
On the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store, you can download this application, but the application itself isn't malicious. It's actually what we call a wireframe that points to a website which is malicious and can be changed and from time to time.
When you put your info into the app, you're actually giving criminals everything they need to drain your accounts of all of your money. It is so sophisticated. They immerse you into this whole world, so you have no idea that you're just a pawn in their scheme. It's crazy.
Astonishing.
Yeah.
It really is. And there's also the scammers' greatest hits, the stuff they always use, and they're using AI to make those more effective too, right?
They really are. They're using all kinds of tools, AI-generated voices, videos, and your own online information to personalize their attacks. And according to Consumer Reports, these are the most common scams to watch out for. The bank scam, where you get a text that says your account has been compromised. The shopping scam, where you pay for goods you never get.
Hey, Tammy.
The employment scam, where you get a text message with a fake job offer. And the travel scam, where you give money to a bogus travel agent or website, or fall for a message that claims you've won a dream vacation or access to an amazing deal. These are all...
They're talking about AI scams. Now they're using AI to fake you. Think a real person's talking to you or advertising to you.
Intended to steal your money and information, and a lot of these scams are on social media, so you need to be vigilant. Now, as this is National Consumer Protection Week, we've put a link to how to avoid and report those scams and more on 6abc.com/links. And don't forget, our AI special is today at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to show you all the cool ways you can use AI in your personal and professional life. This is great stuff. A lot of our ideas came directly from our viewers, so thank you to all the folks out there who contributed. It's really interesting stuff.
These are for good purposes.
Yes,
right?
Good things about
time
AI.
and money. Yeah.
Saving people time and money. And also, as you said yesterday, it rings true for your scam story today, which is if it's too good to be true, it likely is.
Absolutely. Go with your gut, guys.
Scammers need to get real jobs.
That's right. There are tools to good use.
Yeah, that's too easy money, I think. Here's Babylon B, the new supreme leader. There's a humor. Here we go.
The assassination of the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran is a great crime. As the new Ayatollah of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I pledge that this atrocity will not go unanswered. With all our strength and determination, we will make the perpetrator.
Tammy, I'd say it's good and bad. It's who controls it, and we ought to have a way to find out if something is AI or not. It should have like a warning thing on it or something. Some little mark on it or something if it's done by AI.
Of this crime, regret the dawn!
The assassination of the new Ayatollah of the Islamic Republic of Iran is a great crime. As the new Ayatollah of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I pledge...
Hello, new Ayatollah here. Look, I really didn't want this job. Okay, I just joined the government like 3 weeks ago, and I was sitting in a cubicle way off in the corner. And next thing I know, some folks talking across the office are all like, "Let's get Ahmed to do it. No one will miss him." I heard you guys. So Yeah, I'm just hoping we can all be cool here. There's no need for things to get all. Oh. Wait a minute. False alarm. It's just my new pager. It's the latest model. You can even play Snake on it. In fact.
So I'm the no Ayatollah, and I know the drill.
It's pretty good. So I seen today, and I play part of it tomorrow. Goldie and Ari are saying, and so is Tusi, saying that it looks like sometimes yeah, can you dress up? Well, sometimes are starting to dress like that, Tammy. They're doing it by committee almost. They're not having an actual one, and they're having trouble communicating. So one commander is telling them to bomb, say, AAW or whatever, UAW, the other countries, and the other ones are telling them not to, and it's all communication problems. They're afraid to use their cell phones and this and that, and the pages like they did do on that thing, So that's why it's pretty funny. There's a little more humor with Killary.
Killary is coming for you.
That's actually scarier than the other ones, I tell you. Here's a little Epstein stuff.
On January 30th, 2026, the U.S. Department of Justice released a massive tranche of files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Among thousands of documents, several files shed light on the ties between Jeffrey Epstein and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. On January 3rd, 2010, Yehor Skaliha, at the time the owner of the Ukraine-based casting agency Centrocast, wrote an email to Epstein describing a 13-year-old girl with an acting background. Epstein replied asking the girl's location, to which Skaliha replied that the girl is in Mariupol, Ukraine, and that she has a Schengen visa and is free to travel any day. 2 weeks later, Sofia Jelenkova, a 13-year-old Ukrainian girl, went missing.
Yeah, they were apologizing to their neighbors because some of their leaders over there that are the little local commanders are doing that, and then they apologized, and then they did it again. They went and hit Dubai later.
In Mariupol. The Ukrainian media describe her exactly as the person Skaliha told Epstein about. 173 centimeters tall.
Well, that's true.
Medium build, weight.
I just meant Hillary is more frightening than these Tallas or whatever. They're nutcakes. They aren't technology-wise smart.
Waist length, light brown hair. She was never found. It's highly likely that Sofia was trafficked to the U.S. and is actually the person in the pictures with Prince Andrew. The timing of her disappearance matches Prince Andrew's last official meeting with Epstein in December 2010 in New York City. The surroundings in the pictures match the interior of Epstein's mansion. In another email from Skaliha, dated January 11th, 2011, he wrote, "Too bad the prince did our little actress dirty." It's not quite clear what Skaliha means, but in another file, a different girl is mentioned who was sold for sex and torture. And the email mentions that Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death. In 2009, a year before Sofia went missing, Skaliha, the owner of Centrocast, was hired by Kvartal 95. Skaliha mentions it in one of his letters to Epstein, writing that he's working for a promising production company in Ukraine run by a Jewish guy who's into acting and screenwriting. He's a big fan of yours and wants to help, Skaliha writes. The Jewish guy is Volodymyr Zelensky, who at the time was a rising star of the Ukrainian film industry, with Centrocast looking for extras for his movies. It's unclear if Zelensky ever met Epstein in person, but he surely kept Skaliha close. In 2023, Centrocast was renamed to Firepoint, and the company started producing Flamingo missiles. Skaliha went from being Zelensky's employee who supplied Epstein with underage girls to owning the largest missile-producing company in Ukraine.
Yep. More to come on that, I'm sure. I guarantee you. Where was it? I was going to go here with Will Johnson.
You can clearly see that the Democrats in the United States of America wants the country to fail. They want President Trump to fail. In turn, they want the United States of America to fail. The Democrats have demonstrated how much they hate this country every single day. I've mentioned it multiple times, and it should never go away. During the State of the Union, President Trump, he called on all of Congress to stand for the American people. And naturally, the Democrats refuse to stand for the American people. They sat in their seats. It's the same thing like right now. President Trump
Hey, Colin.
is ending a war that Iran.
Later, I'll be playing that video of what they did to that family for not using the right pronouns in Britain. They arrested him.
Iran started with the United States of America 47 years ago. We just kept denying
The family for not using the right pronouns. If the teacher claims that kid's got a different pronoun than what they were born with, they're arresting him.
it. We kept acting like it's not even happening. They kept saying, death to America, death to Israel. And we're not taking orders from Israel. This is what the left and all these woke right people, these people on the right, the woke right, whatever you call them, they're all saying the same thing because they have this hatred for Israel.
What I say is I don't care if Israel wants it. I want it, So that's what matters to me, I hate giving them so much money that we've given them. That's not right.
We are the United States of America. The Democrats are trying to change that. They're trying to divide this country. They want the country divided. They don't want us united. I'm so happy, and I say this just about every single time, that President Trump is in office. If it was the other way around, if it was Kamala Harris in office, we would be in a different burning world. America would be on fire, probably, more than likely. All of these people on the left, they're actually wanting President Trump, his administration, the United States of America, they want this country to fail. They want the country to fail. Think about that. They don't want us to succeed in anything.
I've hung out with him a couple times down in D.C.
President Trump closing the borders, they don't want that to happen because they don't want us to have safety and security. President Trump bringing jobs back to the United States of America, they don't want that because they don't want American people to be dependent on themselves. The Democrats have been against the American people all of this time. President Trump has made it abundantly clear that he is putting America first, and who's putting America last? The Democrats. The Democrats have demonstrated how much they hate this country, and I don't know why people have a hard time seeing that. I guess their hatred for President Trump just oversees everything else. They don't care about nothing else. They just have this level of hatred for President Trump. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Fight for America. Stand for America. My name is Will Johnson. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Yep. He's a good guy, actually. A very good guy. Meet him. Awful busy all the time. This is one's for you, Colin. This is about Stammer, and he's caving to Islam there in England, it looks like.
Well, last night we told you about Mojtaba Khamenei, the 56-year-old son of Iran's dead supreme leader. Odds are he's about to take over Iran if he hasn't done so already. We're learning a great deal about that brutal man, particularly all about his vast property empire in the UK. He frequents the United Kingdom so often that part of his massive real estate portfolio includes property on Billionaires Row in London. But we're also learning about special treatments he needed to carry on his family's dynasty of terror with an heir of his own. Joining us now to discuss, News Nation White House correspondent Kelly Meyer. Kelly, great to see you. Tell me all about who this potential heir to the regime is.
Yes, we've been digging into this today because, of course, everybody's asking what's next in Iran. And we even asked that of the president when we talked to him on Monday, who's in control of Iran. And he said, quote, "You'll see very soon." So we've been digging into this because he is likely the next person. He may already be it, but they may not be saying it because he's such a target right now. So he could be in hiding. But he is someone that joined the IRGC right out of high school. He served in that for a year. Then he went on to study and teach at this Islamic school for Iran's clerical elite. Then he ingrained himself in his father's office. So he learned from the supreme leader for a long time. We know that the U.S. diplomatic cables referred to him as, quote, the power behind the robes. And you mentioned those secret trips to London after his marriage because his family was...
You can't be British without eating fish and chips.
Pushing him to go seek out some fertility fertility issues they wanted to make sure he was able to take care of. He did have a son. We know that his son and his wife are believed to have been killed in that strike that killed his father, along with the 49 other leaders. And then also we mentioned the overseas global real estate network that he has, more than a dozen luxury properties worth 100 million pounds. And that was also funded by Iran's oil sales. So those are the main takeaways we got from looking into him. But it is interesting because I have been talking with, sources in the region. And of course, their warning to the president and the U.S. ahead of this was, you could do this, but it might not be the next best person going in there, which is the risk, of course.
Right. And the White House has made it clear through Secretary Rubio and the president himself that, look, regime change would be nice, but that's not our ultimate objective here. Our objective is to get rid of the nuclear program and the ballistic missile program that protects their ability to build a bomb.
Right. And they've already had such success in that. We just heard from Hegseth today saying, we are having a lot of success. We are nearing having control of the air as well. So
this video is a couple days old, actually. So just they're further ahead than that.
I don't know. It's interesting to see what is the next step here. What is the next goal? Because they say it's not regime change, but they obviously want to make sure that the people of Iran are able to survive and live and have a good life.
Kurds are reportedly on their way to fight the RGC as well.
So a lot of the people I communicate are telling me that they were able to get at Khamenei's son there, the one that's supposedly back in power now. Now he's injured in the hospital, probably close to death, actually. So, all right, this next one's the body cam of when the extremists attacked in New York City.
Oh, where is it? Where is it?
This is the cops body cam. Here we go.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? Over there. He's on 6th Street. Where is it? Where is it? Who shot?
Hey, John.
The suspect is down.
Hey, John. Wendy, say hi to everyone.
Stop moving.
I guess she's in.
Move. Don't move. I'm on the suspect. Move here now. I'm on the 6th and West.
That was more gunshots.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. AR-15. Down! Everybody down! 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 Where is he?
Where? Right there, right there.
Front 2 or 3 shots fired, 1 down. 6 and West Ave. Light sweater, light camo.
Yeah, I back when I was working at Lum's back in my teenage years, late teenage years, I had a girlfriend that was from Ireland, and she was she was over here for the summer, earning money to go back there to college. And years later, I ran into her sister and found out she had died in the subway attack that Islam did there in the subways of London. I don't know if Carla knows much about that. I don't know. Here's Tam Fulton, Judicial
Our
Watch.
Border Patrol was used to give money to illegal aliens rather than to protect the country.
Yeah, Biden was making them give money to them as they came across the border. Here, you're in America. Here's free cash.
Our Border Patrol was used to give money to illegal aliens rather than to protect the country. The records include invoices which show the federal funds were spent on around-the-clock security staffing at a converted Manhattan office building used as a migrant shelter and daily meal deliveries to migrants housed across 33 New York City hotels. So many of you are watching are American citizens. Maybe some of you are non-citizens who are here legally. Do you recall you or any family members of individuals you know who got food delivered to them courtesy of the federal government? Maybe there's Meals on Wheels charitable deliveries that typically aren't free. Someone has to pay for them. But you know what I mean. Do you get food delivered to you by the federal government? You're a citizen. Is that the government ever given you food like that? Well, you're a sucker. Because if you had crossed the border illegally, not only did you get food, but you got a hotel.
Yeah, repaid for it. Don't worry about it. Repaid for it. We still are here in New York, anyways. Colin, yeah, it sounds really bad. So Stammer is caving to them. It looks like. Looks like Stammer's caving to him. Here's Carolyn Levitt talking about the fake stores that were set up to give SNAP benefits to the Somalians mostly.
We are announcing federal charges against two men, Antonio Bonner.
This is the other Caroline, I'm sorry.
And Saul Elisme for large-scale SNAP benefit trafficking, a scheme that turned a program designed to feed families into a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise. SNAP benefits are also known as food stamps. The defendants are charged with one count of food stamp fraud. As alleged in the charging documents, these men abused one of the government's most critical safety net programs for their own financial gain. This is taxpayer money meant to keep people from going hungry. These defendants decided to take it for themselves. These defendants exchanged SNAP benefits for cash, which they pocketed. Bonner, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Haiti, owned the Jesuela Variety Store. Elisme, a lawful permanent resident, also from Haiti, owned the Saul Mache Mixe store. These two businesses were co-located within a single storefront in Boston. To be certain, these were not supermarkets. They were not full-service groceries. It would be a huge stretch to even call them convenience stores. In fact, the only thing convenient about these stores was how easy it was to commit SNAP benefit fraud. To put this in perspective, the Jesuela Variety Store is less than 100
to steal from us.
50 square feet in size, smaller than some bathrooms. The Saul Mache Mixe store was approximately 500 square feet in space. By contrast, a supermarket can be 20,000 to 60,000 square feet in size, have a dozen or more registers, and employ numerous employees. Both the Jesuela Variety and Saul Mache Mixe stores had one register, no carriages, no hand baskets, and very little food for sale. One legitimate supermarket in the same area as these stores redeems approximately $80,000 in SNAP benefits per month. Over the last 20 months, the Jesuela Variety Store was redeeming between 3 and
Colin, I got a videotape for you coming up. You won't like.
6 times that amount monthly, with nowhere near the space, inventory, customers, or infrastructure to support it. The South.
Colin, we had one caught praying in the back of a store. Someone's store owner went in the back, and the guy was doing his Muslim prayers in the back of it, and it was a cop.
Mache Mixe store redeemed over $120,000
in
SNAP benefits in the last 6 months. Simply put, there is no plausible way SNAP eligible food could have been purchased from these stores for this long. Yet, these two stores are alleged to have illicitly trafficked nearly $7 million in SNAP benefits.
Yep. Boy.
Candace Owens. پرستوی نظام پرستوی جمهوری اسلامی. I would explain to you what these terms mean, but you speak so confidently about Iran and what the people of Iran want that I'm going to just assume that you know everything about us and about what it's like to live in Iran. To watch somebody like you who sat in podcasts and interviews and talked about how unjust it was that innocent people and women and children were getting murdered in Gaza, and how terrible it was that innocent people were being massacred. To watch somebody like you talk the way that you do in such a disgusting way about how the people of Iran don't want to be free and that this is all Israeli propaganda, I feel so bad for every Palestinian that followed you because of those kinds of comments and thought you actually cared about humanity. Because now we can see openly that you never care about humanity and you're willing to be behind any kind of cause as long as it's a cause that's not supported by Israel or Jewish people. No, you're right. Iranian people don't want to be free. Why would they be want to free from a regime that hires hitmen to go abroad and kill people that has opposed them over the years? Why would we want to be free of a regime that shoots down a commercial plane full of innocent passengers or raids college dorms because the students are protesters and kidnaps them in the middle of the night? Why would anyone want to be free of that? Keep the people of Iran and what they want out of your fucking mouth.
Yep. Oh, I was trying to find that other one, but I can't find it quite yet.
China's strongest ally in the West is not Mexico, is not Cuba, is not Steve Bannon. China's biggest ally against America is the United Kingdom. Case in point, when Trump moved in on Iran, the UK refused to allow US forces to use British Air Force bases. When Trump took out the Ayatollah of Iran and decapitated the world's most dangerous regime, and the entire Arab world backed Trump and Israel against Iran, the British-run Lloyd's of London, located just across the river from MI6, bailed and shut down oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Lloyd's is the world's largest maritime insurance carrier, and this move shut down oil for the entire world, essentially. Why do this when Iran was already incapacitated? It makes no sense. There was no threat in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. allies everywhere. Luckily, Trump moved in and assured tankers America would take over this protection void. The strait reopened. But why would the UK do this? Why not join in the fight? The answer that makes more sense by the hour is this. Each of these moves, by sheer coincidence, just happened to be exactly the thing a China ally would do to sabotage Trump's efforts to shut down China's cheap Iran oil pipeline. China supplies Iran with satellite imagery for targeting with their missiles, and the UK shuts down the Strait of Hormuz. China and the UK are both Iran's biggest friends here. I find it hard to believe UK leadership are so stupid they're useful idiots. Even former Prime Minister Boris Johnson asked the question, whose side is Starmer on? Just yesterday, while meeting with the German Chancellor, President Trump slammed Starmer.
That island that you read about, the lease, okay, he made it for whatever reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him.
Now, the islands Trump is referring to are the Chagos Islands, and it's another clue as to this China-UK alliance. Remember, I told you about this story right here on Fine Point about a year ago. How in the middle of the Indian Ocean lies Diego Garcia, a tiny island housing a critical US-UK military base. And again, if you watched Fine Point last year, you know all about the Chinese plot to take over this key US military base while having you, the taxpayer, pay for it. Keir Starmer has been trying to give Diego Garcia of the Chagos Islands away to Mauritius for years. Mauritius, a key China proxy. Well, as of this month now, it does not look like the UK is going to pull it off, but remember this story if you ever need more clues that Starmer is working with Beijing against the United States. In May of 2025, Starmer's government signed an agreement to surrender the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. The UK would pay billions, $12 billion up front and up to $40 billion over a 99-year lease, just to keep leasing the base that they just gave away. Because the U.S. relies on Diego Garcia, your tax dollars would be funneled to this Chinese proxy as well. So why would the UK do this? Why wake up in the middle of the night and sign the deed off to a Chinese proxy? Well, because the United Nations told them to. You see, back in 2019, the UN's International Court of Justice ruled that Britain must return the Chagos Islands to Mauritius, quote, as rapidly as possible in the name of so-called decolonization. Starmer, the UK's answer to Jimmy Carter, saluted and said, aye, aye, Beijing. And remember, the UN's International Court of Justice, run by 5 nations, the US, the UK, Russia, France, and, surprise, surprise, China. Enter Judge Xu Hanqin, a hand-picked Chinese government operative and former ambassador who played a starring role in crafting this 2019 ruling to give the Chagos Islands back to Mauritius. Decolonization? Right. The Chagos Islands was a sleepy speck of largely uninhabited dirt until the UK built the military base on it in the 60s. And 50 years later, the UN is swooping in suddenly to declare that the islands belong to the Mauritius nation and that the UK should just give it back. Fast forward to this week and Trump's elimination of Iran's Muslim regime, and the UK refused.
So Starmer doesn't stand up and say, hey, wait a minute, no, this is ours. We got an investment here? Jeez.
Refuses to let the US use any of the UK bases, including this stupid island, as Trump calls it, even if we share this base.
Seems like Starmer loves Islam.
Does it make sense now? Why wouldn't they let us use this island that we share? Did Beijing tell London this was unacceptable? Where there's smoke, there's fire. That the UK wouldn't back the US, Israel, and the Arab states in its takedown of Iran is a deadly tell. To make matters worse for the UK and its apparent plot to give China to Chagos Island, meet Mr. Misli Mandarin, an activist and Chagosian leader widely referred to as the elected First Minister of Chagos. The ironically named Mr. Mandarin last month wrote on behalf of the Chagosians, there's a better alternative, one that strengthens the base, removes legal risk, defeats Chinese leverage, and finally resolves a historic injustice. I am therefore asking you, Mr. President, to do what you do best. Call out a bad deal and stop it. He's referring to that UK plan to give the island back. And when the Chagosians found out that Keir Starmer refused to let Chagos be used in the effort against Iran, he came out with this remarkable statement.
We, the people of the Chagos Islands, give our blessing for the United States to use the base at Diego Garcia for strikes against the Iranian regime.
But Starmer still wouldn't let it happen.
In defense of the Iranian people.
For a long time.
This is our sovereign decision.
That's Chagos begging America to save it from Keir Starmer. That's Chagos Island begging America to save it from China. I say we take them up on their request. I wonder what they'd say to making the Chagos Islands a U.S. territory. Keir Starmer is all about democracy, and the UN is all about honoring the wishes of the people who have been colonized. Wouldn't they give the Chagosian people the reins to decide their future?
The UN's
you and I both know the answer to this one. Trump just exposed Keir Starmer for what he is. One of China's last real assets against the West.
Sorry about that report, Colin, about Starmer. All right, here's more on Starmer and what he's doing. Someone is against the whole pronouns for their kids, and so the cops come out and arrest them, arrest the whole family.
On the Burke family property, we have 2 vans. We have 1, 2.
You know they can also take their farm for this?
3, 4, 5, 6 Gardaí, and they've intruded onto our property. They've gone around.
Don't worry, I'm sure some illegal will end up living there.
The back of the building, looking in windows.
So, what do you have?
6.
2 orders.
You said you had a search,
One for,
search warrant.
I said an order.
You
That's what I said.
No, you said you had a search warrant.
I said it in order.
Now, you know the difference, I think.
So,
if you
where
have a
is...
bit of education, you'll know the difference between...
Where is
an
Martina
order.
Burke?
Listen to me.
Where is Martina
Have a bit of manners.
Where is Martina Burke? So they're the 2 that I'm looking for.
We're speaking out against injustice.
That's what I need. I need to find them too. That's what the court has ordered me to do with these orders. So do you know where Martine is?
I've said what I've said to you now.
Well, is she here?
I've said what I've said.
You've said what?
You've been wandering around private property without authority. And
You
that's
believe
serious.
so? Right. Fair enough.
Sir, if you could come out from there, please.
This is unbelievable behaviour this morning. Enoch Burke in prison for 600 days, and now we have a whole unit of Gardaí on our private property.
Look how many cops they have out there for that.
Forcing themselves into our house.
Now they're going to search everything.
Fair enough. All right.
Wouldn't the cops say this is ridiculous?
Sad all of the crime in this country, and they're harassing a family for standing up, simply for standing against transgenderism. Now we have a squad of Gardaí on our property.
They must agree, Marianne. They must agree with it. I guess it's the only thing I can think. I don't know.
I'm here at the lovely Quality Inn Motel, where 77 units have been dedicated to house the homeless. Okay, and it's just beautiful amenities. Okay, lovely construction, and this is due to the beautiful effort of Gavin Newsom in his new initiative, Project Home Key, which give grants, essentially free money, to people in real estate, high-density housing, motels, hotels, construction companies, and other entities that promise to solve the homeless crisis in California.
Hi, Pat.
So Gavin Newsom's been doing a bang-up job. I know he's getting a lot of slack. That's why I'm here today, to bring out the truth and to show you that Gavin Newsom is not just gaslighting everyone, okay? He hasn't just been lying for his entire career. All this money is housing the homeless. Unfortunately, this place, just this place was found to be fraudulently embezzling funds into personal accounts of Cody Holmes and Andrew Myers. They basically got $25.9 million to renovate this place and do 77 units for homeless people, which comes out to about $350,000 per person. But nothing was done. The funds were siphoned, and they rented a $46,000 a month mansion in Beverly Hills, bought a Ferrari, diamond necklace, diamond watches, all sorts of luxury goods were purchased, and Bill Asaley has now brought it to court and filed.
Someone's getting rich.
Charges. Let's check out the beautiful property.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? It's our tax dollars at work, isn't it? Holy crapola. Where was I here? Oh, right there. Okay. Mr. Ron. It blowed up real good. People on the roof are cheering. Well, at least now they can go get their 72 virgins. Wouldn't want to make them wait for that. Yeah. All right, this is what I was talking about yesterday, where part of the reason why Pam Bondi and a lot of them cannot get any indictments is because of these grand juries can have anyone on them as long as you're a voter. And the left has done all these moves. They got an organization that's getting all these leftists on these grand juries so they can't get the indictments. Watch this.
I'd like to talk about two different rulings. There's been kind of a positive ruling about deportations out of the Supreme Court, which has been positive. But then there's been the dropping of the Joe Biden auto pen. And you sort of had an underlying understanding of why that happened and the structural problems that the Trump administration is facing in Washington, D.C. when it comes to bringing cases to trial. What's going on here?
So, Benny, as you know more than anyone, really, because you had me on your show for 4 years when I was at that courthouse, maybe on a monthly basis, covering not just trials and court proceedings against J6ers, but also the president's case brought by special counsel Jack Smith related to the events of January 6th. So, Benny, I have seen probably more than anyone on our side exactly how these, old prosecutors, but more importantly, these judges conduct themselves and their brazen partisanship, even Trump appointees, certainly Reagan appointees, George W. Bush appointees. The crisis in our judiciary is not relegated only to Democrat appointees. In fact, in some cases, arguably, it's worse from Republican appointees. But Benny, and I'm going to have a piece up on my Substack later today, declassified with Julie Kelly, from a January 6th criminal defense attorney who has been working in the system for decades. And I spoke with a few J6 defense attorneys. They are somewhere between just outraged, flabbergasted, and amused at what's happening now in the DC courthouse related to DC grand juries systematically denying bringing a no true bill. That's
systematically. Let me rewind that a little bit. They're going for these indictments, and all these Democrats, Karens, on these grand juries that they're placing them there for months at a time. Because when they see the grand jury, they're there for months. I think it's 6 months or something like that.
6 defense attorneys. They are somewhere between just outraged, flabbergasted, and amused at what's happening now in the DC courthouse related to DC grand juries.
No, this is they've done this in all the grand juries, like in Chicago, New York, down in Chicago, Georgia.
Systematically denying
Atlanta.
Bringing a no true bill. That's the technical term, meaning they are denying a criminal indictment sought by the Trump DOJ, and in this case, DC U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, but also then in the miraculous instance that one of these cases gets to trial, that individual who is charged by the Trump DOJ is acquitted and exonerated, especially, I should say, particularly in politically charged cases. We saw that with the Subway sandwich thrower. Remember, they had to downgrade the charges, and then he was acquitted. So, but I'd like to take some time after you jump in here to explain the grand jury process, because most people don't understand it. I know I didn't before I started covering J6, and I think it's important. That is the biggest obstacle that I think Jeanine Pirro and the Trump DOJ are facing in Washington right now.
Yeah, of course. Please go there, because it's something that you have to have a functional society. Mm-hmm. You can't have places where there are unique privileges that allow you to commit crimes and walk away. And if you have districts like that, if you have places like that, like if there was a place like that for a Republican, I would be completely against it. There shouldn't be any place where you can go and, like the Subway sandwich thrower, it's like a hilarious video, but it doesn't matter. He committed assault, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is assault on a federal officer. This is worse than most of what happened during January 6th for most of the J6ers. This is a worse assault on law enforcement than most J6ers. Is that correct, Julie?
I would say probably at least more than half, because the statute, Benny, is interfering, impeding, or assaulting a federal officer. Now, this could be any federal officer. In the J6 cases, again, they weaponized that statute to mean a police officer, including Capitol Police and DC Metro Police, which I'm not even sure they're federal officers. But no one bothered to really dig into that. Nonetheless, 300 plus charged with any variance of under that statute. But I will say, comparably, you had J6ers who threw water bottles at police officers that day, who were subjected to armed FBI raids, pretrial detention, and then, of course, immediately convicted by DC juries, sentenced to years in prison, and in some cases, not necessarily water bottle cases, but others, to terrorism enhancement. So that's why these J6 defense attorneys, and of course J6ers themselves, are just stunned to see this very clear 180-degree pivot from judges and DC grand juries and trial juries versus what we saw for 4 years when it was the Biden DOJ presenting these charges and potential indictments.
Yep. So they are loading up these grand juries, so we can't get any indictments against these Democrats. They're letting them all off. So we don't hear about it because there is no indictments on them, because they can't. The grand juries are seated for 6 months, and they can get anyone on there. And so they have groups that are getting lefties on these grand juries. So they can prosecute someone who's like a conservative is more likely to get prosecuted. They're letting all the Democrats off. So, all right, in Minneapolis, they're just voted to give double the time for residents to pay illegals, especially to pay the rent.
There are 7 ayes, 5 nays.
In an effort to provide people impacted by Operation Metro Surge more time to pay their rent, a divided Minneapolis.
All the people that weren't working, Metro Surge. Metro Surge was to stop ICE.
City Council voting to extend eviction notice filings from 30 to 60 days.
This allows us to get more time for mutual aid to be fundraised for the purposes of rental assistance.
Proponents of the new policy
for all the legals
say there's a looming eviction crisis and that residents need as much time as possible to find rental assistance.
A lot of the illegals weren't working on the side too.
Those opposed say it will hurt renters even more.
It is not compassionate to get someone deeper into debt than they can climb out of.
Stop causing inflation. That's what's killing us mostly. And get all the illegals out of here so rent isn't so high. Maryland is... well, I'll just play it and then we'll talk about it.
Developing now, 4 MS-13 gang members have been indicted on several charges in connection with the death of a D.C. teen. Now, Prince George's County State's Attorney Tara Jackson says they've identified 3 men and a 17-year-old in connection to Jefferson Amaya Ayala's murder in College Park in November. Jefferson went missing last August. The suspects are charged with first-degree murder.
So that's fine with them on the left, huh? God, are you kidding me?
It's almost as if the word got out in New York that the new mayor is going to be soft on crime and hard on cops. Since he took office on January...
They knew that even before he went in. It's even worse than they thought, though.
First, bus and subway crimes have skyrocketed over last year's numbers. Major crimes like rapes and murders and shoving people onto the tracks are up by 17%. Robberies, 58% up. Now, assaults are only up by like 8 or 9%, but I'm sure Mondani's going to try harder than that because he's already setting the tone that assaults are okay. Remember just last week when his officers got pelted with chunks of ice and snowballs, and he said it was just a snowball fight, even though a couple of the cops ended up in the hospital because they had face lacerations when the mob attacked them. Definitely not moving in the right direction, New York. You better sleep with one eye open.
Oh, I bet you they won't back up the cop either, the one that got his face slashed. I don't know. CNN is going to back the Ayatollah or whatever, the Iran side over there. Watch this.
So CNN's back in Iran.
Fairly good progress towards Tehran. It is a very, very long drive, though.
Which is interesting because my texts still haven't been delivered to my family members because there's a regime-imposed internet blackout. But CNN has been able to report from inside the country and has been allowed to send their footage out to a U.S. news network.
So the gas stations, there's no long lines as gas stations. Fuel seems readily available.
I think one of the reasons there aren't long lines at the gas stations is because, and I'm going out on a limb here, a lot of people are staying inside because the country's getting bombed.
All the shops are really well stocked, even with fresh things like, for instance, fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, the shelves are probably pretty stocked because most people can't afford groceries right now.
You just don't see any sort of degree of panic anywhere.
Did you see the panic of the people who were getting shot at by the IRGC when they were...
They're also taking them around to the spots they want them to see.
Chanting from the rooftops? Did you see the panic of the people who are getting stopped at armed checkpoints and being threatened? Did you see the panic of the people who are watching state-controlled television today as the IRGC said, if anyone shows any enthusiasm or excitement for what the U.S. and Israel are doing, we can shoot to kill.
And some of them they're taken out of their cars and just shot. And some they put in their jails, but their jails are you're almost better off getting shot from the torture they do.
You? Or how about the state TV host who threatened an Iranian women's national team and said that they should be punished harshly and considered treasonous because they chose not to sing the national anthem? Or how about the panic of the parents whose children were killed, reportedly
the Islam national anthem
by a U.S. strike on the school in Minab?
Taking a quick break for a coffee along the way. We've been driving for several hours.
Ugh, I am so glad you found a good cup of coffee. It is so hard to find quality coffee during wartime. Next time you want some coffee, let me know. I have so many places in LA I could suggest to you. You don't need to drive all the way to Iran. Oh, okay. Yeah, that tracks.
They're the only ones that got permission, you know? I don't know. I gotta get back over here. Oh, that's bad. Where are we at here? Okay.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
This isn't an SNL skit. So, yeah.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
Literally? That's,
well,
how do you
don't
make a
know.
map more gay?
I mean, especially
or
with
gay
AI,
at all?
you know, since the age of cartography, we've had pretty good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also, I took critical theory in college. I think sometimes people use queer as a verb. I do understand that the maps that we were trying to make gay were, I think, of Czechia and Slovakia. So maybe those countries asked for it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
We do have real things to work on in Congress, like what's going on with the imminent threat of Iran. And it is embarrassing that we have to talk about the fact that things like this were funded. Non-binary and trans francophones, linguistic attitudes and ideologies towards inclusive French in Montreal, Canada, these things. I'm going to give you a list. My time has expired. I'm going to give you a list of these, and any of these that you can provide me the receipt for, the Facebook link to where they wanted to take photos of how they were doing a DEIA flash mob in Kyrgyzstan, you know, whatever documentation they have of all of these things, we would love to see that, and would absolutely love to know the individuals specifically that were busy writing these grants, because they have no business receiving another paycheck from the people of the United States of America. In that, I will recognize Representative Schneider.
Yeah, unbelievable. Here, the Democrats spent $5.1 million for a stairway to nowhere in Wyoming.
We're back at the one thing that Democrats built in Wyoming. Here it is, literally the staircase to nowhere. Some of you may remember I said it cost $5 million to build this. It was actually 5.1, and the Democrats...
How in hell does that cost $5.1 million? Are you kidding me?
That's who built this actually reached out to me and said, don't come here, don't come on the staircase. So I'm making this video to tell you, do not come here and climb these stairs at 141 South Center Street in Casper, Wyoming. Don't come here. That would be insane because it literally goes nowhere. Let me know in the comments, should this come down or just leave it as a reminder? Vote for Reed Reisner.
Tax dollars at work. That means someone made a lot of money off the top of that thing. Money laundering. I don't know where it goes to nowhere. That just ends. It goes up there and ends. Doesn't even go to something. Ridiculous. Oh, all right. This is the reason why you don't see any Muslims in the Epstein files. Watch, it's disgusting. Yep, that's a culture we need. Not. All right, here's a bummer. And, well, the clock is ticking.
It's a global crime cartel. Obama's DOJ covered it up. McCabe blocked the FBI. And white hats just dropped the proof that will bring the whole damn house down. The trap is sprung. The timeline is exposed now. And the criminals are cornered. Declassified files prove treason by the Obama administration, the FBI, the DOJ, and the global elite's deep state machine. Hillary Clinton ran a criminal empire disguised as a charity, pulling in billions from foreign enemies, oligarchs, defense contractors, and globalist cabals. FBI field agents were closing in, but Obama's DOJ ordered it all shut down. Andrew McCabe gave the kill order. No subpoenas, no informants, no evidence. Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates sent the email, quote, shut it down. Not pause, not delay, shut it down. This was never justice. It was a firewall for the cabal. White hats documented every move, every cover-up, every act of treason. They captured the emails. They intercepted the calls. They archived the evidence, and they waited for the right moment. President Trump's return to power unleashed devolution-era intelligence. Files buried under Obama and Biden are exploding into the open. Arrests are already happening behind the scenes. Military oversight has reactivated the Clinton probe. This is no longer DOJ corruption. This is national security. The Clinton Foundation was never a charity. It was a laundering hub for global elites. They funneled bribes, paid off the media, fueled regime change wars, and ran trafficking pipelines. Obama's DOJ blocked subpoenas. Biden's campaign coordinated with foreign intel. CIA assets silenced the press. The UN and the World Health Organization shielded their crimes. It all collapsed once the white hats flipped the system. Remember, President Trump's words, quote, "They're not after me, they're after you, and I'm just in the way." They tried to buy him, they couldn't. They tried to destroy him and failed. Now tribunals are coming. Treason, sedition, crimes against humanity, financial fraud, election interference, public tribunals will shake the rafters of this world. Nothing can stop what is coming.
Dan, I wonder how much cocaine you can get for $6 million or AR 7.3 million for those stairs. I don't know. That's the type of deals you got, you know. Maybe you'd work on some board. All right, Colin, this one's kind of for you or everybody, but this is what a woman's talking about, like it is to live in London. She's terrified living there with all of Islam guys there. Watch this.
Guys, I'm sorry about my appearance right now. I just need to say something. So, I live in London, right? And just the worst thing just happened to me. I was going on the bus and I was paying, and this guy behind me, he just pushed me, and I turned to him and I said, "Excuse me, like, do you mind? Could you not push?" And he was so angry. He was so mad. So he's saying, "Oh, I'm not pushing you." And he started calling me all the worst words I have ever heard in my life. Like, he was calling me a slag. He was calling me dirty. And he was calling me, like, the S word, the B word. He was saying that he would, like, stab me. And I don't understand, like, why this is happening. Yesterday, so literally, like, 24 hours apart, this has happened. Yesterday, I was on the bus, and I sat, like, in the seats before, like, the last row. And there were these boys, and they were just, like, talking. They were trying to speak to me, but I was just ignoring them. And then they started filming me, and I could understand because like, I speak Maltese, like, I understand Maltese, and they were talking, like, in Arabic, so I kind of understand. And one of them just, like, and then after they stopped recording, because I realized, I said like, "Oh, you think I'm stupid? Like, I can see you're filming me because I can see the reflection through the window of the bus of your phone, and you're recording me." And then they were like, no, I'm not recording you. And I can literally see it. And then they stopped filming me. And then one of them came to sit near me. And I was, like, really scared. And I wanted to get up. And I was really scared. And he was just saying, like, "Oh, like, what religion are you?" And I was like, I said, like, I said what religion I am, and he was telling me, like, "Oh, you should convert to Islam. Islam will save you. You are dirty without Islam and Allah." And then I just, like, I got up. And I don't know how, I don't even remember, with the panic, like, I was scared. And I went, like, to the front of the bus, and I sat down, and I was scared, like, something was gonna happen, because they were started screaming, like, "Oh, Allahu Akbar," and all this shit. And I was just like, honestly, I don't.
A lot of the Kurds call it Allah snack bar. They yell a la snack bar at them. They don't like it.
I don't understand what is going on. And I am upset. Obviously, I'm upset because these things have been happening. And it's happened like so many times since I've been in London. I've been in London since November. And the amount of things that happen, you guys have no idea the situation, like how bad it actually is. And I'm upset because I thought coming to London was going to be fun, and I thought it was going to be nice, like moving back to my country. And I thought it was going to be really, really fun, and it's not. And it's not what I thought it was going to be, not what I wanted. And that's why I'm upset. And I don't know what to do because I'm scared. I was at the gym. Okay, right now I'm in my robe. I'm getting ready to go for a shower, but I was just like panicking a lot because I was so scared. Like I was scared that I was gonna get stabbed. I was scared I was gonna get killed. There were people on the bus that like were asking me like, oh, like, are you okay?
They won't get involved. They won't stop them. They're afraid of them too.
And at least like there were people asking me if I was okay, but which is not the point. It's fine. Like it doesn't matter. No one needs to ask if I'm okay or not. But in the sense, I don't know what is happening to England. I don't know what's happening to London. Honestly, like I am not a racist or anything like that. Like it's fun. It's great to have like different people, different cultures coming into the country. I think it's nice, but I think the like what the word I'm looking for is I think it's a bit too much. And like obviously British people, not all of them, like it's manners, well mannered. Like you don't push, like when you're trying to pay on the bus, like you don't push, you don't need to push, like you just wait your turn. And I just feel like people nowadays, there's no manners. Like no one has manners, and everyone's scared. I'm scared. Like yesterday, I was so hungry and I wanted to go out to the store to like buy something. It was like 9 p.m. I'm scared. I didn't go. I'm terrified. I can't even go to the gym and come back home in peace and quiet. Like something has to happen. And I don't even want to be here anymore. But whatever, like I guess I can't do anything about it except for like voice my opinion, and maybe hopefully things change. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go shower and try and get over like what the hell
I am
just
too,
happened.
Charles.
Like I was so scared. I had 999 like dialed in my phone because I genuinely thought I was going to get killed. Whatever, it's fine.
Wouldn't surprise me if she does at some point, or at least raped. Gang raped is what they'll probably do. Okay, this is the one. The Clintons are got caught kind of red-handed about the kidnapping that they're doing in the like Africa and places like that. Watch this.
Any comment? No comment. Not right now.
In November of 2009, a woman named Laura Silsby founded a nonprofit, the New Life Children's Refuge, which described its mission as attempting to rescue orphaned and abandoned children in Haiti and Dominican Republic. 2 months later,
they're kidnapping them, and Clintons are part of it.
On January 29th, 2010, Silsby was arrested for attempting to traffic 33 orphaned children out of Haiti.
Oh, only 33. Forget about it. I'm sure it was a lot more than that. That's the 33 she got caught with.
Without documentation.
Are some of the 33 Haitian children an American Baptist group allegedly tried to unlawfully take out of the country on Saturday.
Laura Silsby says the group paid no money for the children.
The mistake obviously we made is we did not understand that there was additional paperwork required.
Would later learn through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was sent email updates from Uma Abedin and other associates regarding Silsby's incarceration and developing legal case. This was not the first time Silsby found herself facing child trafficking charges. Silsby had been caught once before by Haitian police attempting to traffic 40 children out of the country. However, in that incident, no charges were brought against her, and she was merely turned back at the border. A week after Silsby was apprehended the second time, on February 7th, 2010, former President Bill Clinton appointed Silsby a lawyer by the name of Jorge Puello. Puello was successful in getting Silsby's charges reduced to 6 months. Jorge Puello also had a colorful history with human trafficking. He was convicted of operating an international sex trafficking ring involving women and underage girls out of Central America and Haiti. Puello's wife was also arrested on the same charges. In 2011, Silsby was appointed as CFO of the software company Connexus and would later become its vice president of marketing. One of IPAW's functions is to issue Amber Alerts to the public in the event of kidnapping. The Amber Alert system was set up during Bill Clinton's presidency. In 2015, Laura Silsby married Norman Gaylor and took his last name, which is how her name now appears on the Connexus website. How does a woman who was caught multiple times attempting to traffic children internationally get promoted to the executive team of the preeminent kidnapping warning system in the country? Izette Folger, a close friend of Clinton associate James Alefantis, gave a statement in support of Silsby during her trial. Folger is the daughter of Michael Maccabee, who coaches leaders of Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, or NPH, a large organization that runs orphanages all over the world. Folger's son, Max Maccabee, is on the board of directors of an NPH orphanage called Friends of the Orphans, which is one of the 760 orphanages operating in Haiti and happens to be the exact orphanage from which Silsby was caught trafficking children. Curiously, Max Maccabee gave an emphatic and lengthy statement of support for Comet Pizza during a contentious neighborhood commission meeting back when the Pizzagate controversy exploded. It is also worth noting here that Frank Giustra, owner of the Radcliffe Foundation, is on the board of directors for the Clinton Foundation and is a major donor to the organization. The logo of El Pita Home, a refugee center founded by the Radcliffe Foundation, happens to be
wood chippers for them would help.
Almost identical in shape and color to the boy lover symbol that the FBI declassified in 2007. Scandals seem to follow the Clintons. Their ties to pedophilia don't end there.
You can't throw a stick without hitting a pedophile in both Washington, D.C. or in Hollywood, actually. All right. Here's the one about the Iranian guy that was paid money to try to, a Pakistani actually, to assassinate Trump back in 2024.
In the federal trial of a Pakistani man, prosecutors accuse him of plotting to assassinate American political leaders, including President Trump. He says Iran was behind it all. Alexis McAdams is outside the Brooklyn Federal Courthouse in New York City. Alexis.
Hi, Harris. Yeah, an interesting case that really not a lot of viewers knew about when it happened in 2024 because President Trump was out on the campaign trail and there was so much going on and so many other threats. But that's when police say a Asif merchant came here from Pakistan because he says Iranian leadership told him to, said hunt down President Trump, hire a couple of guys that can take him out at a political rally. So take a look here on your screen. This is who we're talking about. He's sitting there inside of that Brooklyn Federal Courthouse right now as those closing arguments are underway. 47 years old. He's facing federal terrorism charges and could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Merchant testified, Harris, in his own federal trial, and he explained this, making this drawing again that he said Iranian leaders gave him back in 2024. Really doesn't look like there's much to it. It looks like, like a kid drew it or something, but that's the sketch of a rally site. Merchant was arrested just one day before Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and later told the feds that he believed Iran was behind.
So they had more than one assassin trying to kill him at the time.
That attack because it was so similar to the plan that they gave him. Kind of get up in an elevated place, go to a rally, and create all this chaos so the gunman can get away. Merchant says Iran wants revenge for the killing of their top military leader, Qasem Soleimani. And threats continue as the U.S. just bombed Iran and took out its Ayatollah. So we're expecting even more threats here, possibly on the homeland, according to the feds. Back out here live in Brooklyn, prosecutors say the evidence, Harris, is pretty damning in this case. They say he actually paid two FBI agents thousands of dollars in cash, telling them to take out President Trump because he thought they were hitmen. And then also a lot of other things, including writing the entire thing down on a hotel napkin. So,
man, yeah, I wonder how many other ones tried. I kind of think, in a way, this happening is it's going to allow us to catch a lot of these real sickos. All right, here's China. Yeah, that's the one that was about Chinatown, San Francisco. A man stabbed in the back while waiting to cross the street. I believe it's by an illegal. I don't think they've caught him yet. Watch this. I'll play it twice. Stabs him and takes off. This guy ends up falling down. The guy was obviously doing nothing. I wonder which organ he went through. Maybe got a lung or a kidney. I don't know. I'm going to play it again. Watch close. Guy in the black going to stab this guy here. Put everything he had in it. It's either a mental case or it's illegal that hates us. You got to be aware everywhere. All right, this one's kind of funny. They tried. They were trying to mourn Khamenei's death there, the Iran leader there, the first one that died, got killed. So they went and stole the goat that they were going to sacrifice. You know, they tend to cut their throats of the goats and let them bleed out the way they kill them. They're sacrificing them. And this guy stole them. Watch this.
Come on, he likes to fuck goats! The Muslims need to get out of NYC! They're a bunch of goat-raping pedophiles! Get Kamani! Get Somali out! Get these Muslims out of our city! We will not allow these people to continue to rape and pillage our city! USA! 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 USA!
Yeah, no one helps him either.
USA! USA!
You're right, Marianne. No one was helping him.
He's got a goat! He's got a goat! He's dead! He's dead!
Nor go and try to tackle the guy who did the stabbing or nothing. Yeah, they didn't even call this and that. I don't know. They're pretty sick. I thought that was funny that they took the goat. Although they were going to sacrifice him, you know. They sacrificed him in a bad way. Now, here's someone DEI hire for 911. So she hangs up on people, doesn't take calls. She's too bothered to take any calls while doing her job. Watch this.
Miss Williams, step away from the console.
Excuse me, I'm working.
The logs say otherwise.
And
The system glitches. A mother tried calling 3 times. You hung up 3 times.
I just didn't feel like working.
Stand up right now.
I didn't feel like working that day. That was Crenshonda Latrice Williams, 23 years old, 18 months on the job as a 911 dispatcher for Harris County, Texas.
Hey,
And in
Alfred
that
and Carrie.
sitting at her console on the 5th floor of the Emergency Communications Center on Travis Street in downtown Houston, she had just admitted to failing a family in the worst way imaginable. What investigators had uncovered in the weeks leading up to this confrontation was a pattern so callous, so indifferent to human suffering, that seasoned detectives struggled to process it. 47 emergency calls over 10 months, medical emergencies, domestic violence, car accidents on I-10 and the Katy Freeway, each one answered by Crenshonda Williams, each one disconnected within seconds. But it was the Williams calls, 3 desperate
She didn't even give a crap.
pleas from a mother trying to save her 4-month-old son, that would send this case to trial, to national news, and ultimately to a prison cell in Gatesville, Texas. 18 months in state prison. A $1.4 million settlement paid by Harris County taxpayers. And a mother who will never stop asking why her son never had a chance because someone couldn't be bothered to do her job.
How would you like that in your area? That's a DEI hire, I guarantee you. All right, next I got up. Islamic teens in Canada are going around throwing fireworks inside retirement homes, and I mean they're throwing a lot of fireworks in there, trying to kill them. I think. Watch.
What? Wallah! What?
Oh, the snack bar.
What?
Now remember, this is in nursing homes. You ever see anything like that? Oh, jailed for a long time. All right, this is about the FBI. Nick Sora.
Attorney in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania arrested a 50-year-old man from Mauritania who's not a citizen, is illegally here in this country, who voted 5 times, 5 elections, or allegedly voted in 5 elections. So this is exactly why we need to bring about confidence. So that's one thing. We also, good Lord, we need to fund Department of Homeland Security. We have a domestic threat on the rise because of what's happening.
I'll catch up on chat in a second. Some of these are short here. Now, this is the one I was talking about, marrying very young. Now, this dude's getting engaged to a 7-year-old. I guess where they're at, they have to wait until 8 until get married. So this is the engagement. But he's going to marry her at 8. Watch this.
Facciamo un grande applauso per parlare auguri.
They're freaking serious pedophiles. Remember, she's 7 years old. Agree there, Pat. Let me type that in. Hopefully I'm not typing so loud that you can hear it really. I'm trying to type lighter on the keys. Trying to. Probably can't totally do it.
Hey, y'all. Did you hear Tom Holman confirms the ice leak in Colorado was directly linked to the FBI? He says not only...
We got people, bad ones in the FBI, which we knew.
Will this person lose their job and pension, but they will also go to jail? That is a win. There should be some justice and accountability for some of this stuff going on. Tulsi Gabbard advances to the Senate confirmation process. And more than 65,000 workers, federal workers, have accepted Trump's buyout offer. You guys, every day we wake up, it's like Christmas. It truly is. This is everything I voted for. It's everything the American people wanted. And Trump is delivering. I am so proud he is our president. We have been in need of true leadership for a very long time. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this in the comments. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of you.
Yep. Did I get this one ready? All right. He's good. He's real good. Watch him.
There's been a paradigm shift under President Trump in the Western Hemisphere in the last 14 months. Some of that was touched on by the earlier speakers, but just to restate it, we are not going to cede an inch of territory in this hemisphere to our enemies or our adversaries. Our national security, our homeland security, the safety and well-being of our people begins at home, begins in our neighborhood, begins in our home region. And for too long, We have allowed foreign enemies, foreign adversaries, and enemy terrorist organizations to control territory and spaces in this hemisphere.
There's leftists that want you to be able to have sex day of birth. Unbelievable.
Where they can project power, project threats, and directly threaten the lives of your citizens and our citizens. And so under the leadership of President Trump, we are using hard power, military power, lethal force to protect and defend the American homeland. Not a single one of your nations should tolerate the existence of a single square mile of territory that is under the control of any entity other than the sovereign governments of your country. The idea that we would have in this hemisphere area that are under the physical control of foreign terrorist organizations, paramilitary organizations, is completely unacceptable. The cartels that operate in this hemisphere are the ISIS and the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere, and should be treated just as brutally and just as ruthlessly as we treat those organizations. We have learned after decades of effort is that there is not a criminal justice solution to the cartel problem. There are elements of the problem that require a criminal justice solution, to be sure. But just as we fought Al-Qaeda and fought ISIS with the tip of a very lethal spear, the reason why this is a conference with military leadership and not a conference of lawyers is because these organizations can only be defeated with military power. And I see some heads nodding up front because they understand. You're dealing with a lot of lawyers in your own country, I'm sure. You have my permission not to listen to them. The key condition of human flourishing, of prosperity, is order and security. A country cannot pursue economic growth.
That's why Islam doesn't work here in America.
Cultural enrichment, art, architecture, education, science, if it doesn't have fundamental security first. And for too long, we've been caught in the vicious cycle in this hemisphere where countries from Mexico down to the tip of South America do not provide their citizens with basic physical security. So those citizens, in search of economic opportunity, illegally immigrate to the United States. They pay the smugglers, they pay the cartels, who then grow richer, who then go more powerful. And then your countries in turn become poor because you've lost your citizens, you've lost your human capital, you've lost your opportunities to develop.
And they come here and get on the welfare systems.
And to grow. You get poor, the cartels get more powerful, nothing changes, nothing improves. You have to break that cycle. You have to completely sever it. And that begins by dismantling these organizations that deal drugs, deal violence, assassinate, extort, blackmail, and also traffic illegally in human beings. That is a form of terrorism too. Illegal immigration facilitated by criminal networks is a form of terrorism. And those who are stealing your children and stealing your families and stealing your human capital are part of that terrorist continuum and should be thought of as such. It is not a victimless crime when people are paying human smuggling organizations, because that money then fuels assassinations, it fuels violence, it fuels instability, and it continues this cycle. For decades, a lot of organizations were sent to your countries. These are known as NGOs. I think you know the term, non-governmental organizations. And they gave you...
We have to end them. They're tax-free, too. We're paying taxes on the money we make.
Very, very bad advice for a very, very long time. And basically they told you, in short, that you needed to be softer and gentler and nicer to the criminals, and that you had to demilitarize your approach and extend more rights and more opportunities to the people who are sabotaging and destroying your society. I would make the point to you, as others have pointed out before, including the president of El Salvador, that the West only achieved the place that it did in human history because it spent previous centuries eradicating the criminal elements within its territories. So the West that we came to know, that had the great music and architecture and science and the most powerful economy. It has spent centuries previous to that establishing order first, so that by the time you get, to say 18th century England, 19th century England, there have been centuries of previous history in which ruthless means were used to get rid of the people who were raping and murdering and defying established systems of order and justice. And then when people could live freely and peaceably, and children and families and women could be safe, then it became possible to pursue all of these higher elements of life. So when people who are coming to countries like yours that have had struggles and difficulties and pains and challenges, and they're telling you anything other than first and foremost, secure your countries and your territory, they're giving you not only terrible advice, but advice if someone had come to Europe centuries ago and they had followed that advice, Europe would have never became the Europe that it eventually became. And the reason why many Western countries are struggling today is they've forgotten the eternal truth and wisdoms they once followed. And that's why here under President Trump in America, we are returning to those fundamental truths. We're returning to those fundamental principles. So I'll just close by saying that you will have in President Trump, in the White House, in the Department of War, the Department of State, and the whole of our government, unwavering support, unwavering commitment and fidelity in achieving this mission, which is very simply to eradicate the criminal cartels and terrorist organizations, to deprive them of control of weapons, spaces, institutions, and territory. And the human rights that we are going to protect are not of the savages that torture and rape and murder. The human rights that we are going to protect are of the peaceable citizens who have an absolute human right to live in physical safety and security every day of their lives. And in that mission, I promise you, we will be your closest partner. Thank you.
I thought that was well said. The guy's pretty good on Trump's team. All right, Colin, watch this one. Now, I guess the police are allowing the Islamists to ride around on horseback and enforce Sharia law in Manchester, England. Watch this.
Apparently, they're allowed to chase people with horses.
You're actually chasing people down, enforcing Sharia law on those horses. And these cops are totally okay with it. Watch.
They just chase someone with an horse. They just chase people with horses. Are they part of Greater Manchester Police? How come they're not being nipped for chasing them people with horses then? They've just been chasing people with horses, officer.
Yeah,
These have been chasing people horses.
Morning, Saga.
Whatever they want. Whatever they want, clearly.
Yeah, go start making up.
If they're clear, yeah. Clearly.
Jen, I told you. Let's get going. Let's get going.
They should be being nicked. Should be being nicked, officer. They've just been chasing people on horses. Why are they not being nicked?
With the greatest respect, what do you want me to do and pull him off the horse?
Yeah. What? If they had a Union Jack on, they'd be off the horse.
Well, I'm not going to pull someone off the horse, mate.
If they had a Union Jack on, you would.
Yeah, if you said the wrong thing or didn't use the right pronouns, maybe you would. All right, another soldier, New York City, Mark 6, leftist terrorist supporter.
Kill another soldier now!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Kill another soldier now!
Kill another soldier!
Do you hear what he said? He's saying, kill another soldier now, American soldier.
Kill another soldier now!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Kill another soldier now!
Kill another soldier now!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Kill another soldier now!
We will honor Khomeini!
From the belly of
They're probably afraid, the cops are afraid of the mobs of Islam.
the beast!
From the belly of the beast!
We will honor Khomeini!
We will honor Khomeini!
From the belly of the beast!
From the belly of the beast. From the belly of the beast. We will honor Khomeini. We will honor Khomeini.
It's got a lot of blacks in the crowd doing it. They don't even know what they're cheering for. Oh, unbelievable. It's about the 50 million Muslims that have moved into Europe, and since 2000. Since 2000 till now, over 50 million Muslims have moved into Europe, and they're giving birth like crazy.
50 million Muslims now live in Europe. At the turn of the century, that number was less than 500,000, and more are arriving every day. As the people who lead these countries try to do what Joe Biden tried to do here, and that is fundamentally change the racial and ethnic makeup of a nation and make white Christians a minority in their own country. In England alone, right now, 10 major cities, including London, now have Muslim mayors in a nation that was built around the Church of England. Muslims are now running major cities across the country for the first time in history, and the English want us to believe that this is all normal.
The Muslim will come out and he will stand for truth and he will stand for justice. May Allah give us the ability to stand for the haq.
So this is not the Middle East. It's not East Minneapolis even. That is England. And when you see images like that, you can't help but ask why anyone, a prime minister or a president or a king, would deliberately try to destroy their own country. Why would you do that? Why is this being done? And because European leaders still celebrate our failed experiment in open borders, it failed here in the United States, and because they've chosen to stand with radical Muslims over their own people, it's because of all of these reasons these countries are falling apart and failing as the attack on Western civilization continues.
Yep, it's getting worse instead of better, I tell you that. All right, this is about the whole fighting for the Riley Games bill in Wisconsin about men and women's sports and stuff, and bathrooms too.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I am a junior at Richmond High School. Yesterday, the U.S. Department of Education announced that the Office for Civil Rights is opening a Title IX investigation into my school. And I'm honestly relieved. For months, girls like me have been trying to explain that we're uncomfortable using the bathroom with a biological male, and we were told that our concerns didn't matter. We were told that discomfort isn't a reason to do anything. But it is a reason. Girls deserve privacy, girls deserve dignity, and girls deserve to feel comfortable at school. For me, this situation got stressful because I wouldn't go to the bathroom during the day. I would hold it in until I got home in fear of running into a boy in the girls' bathroom. No girl should have to do that. And I'm thankful someone is finally looking into what's happening here because protecting girls shouldn't be controversial. It should just be common sense.
Let me finish my thing. Okay. It's getting bad. Here's March 6th, also masked leftist thugs surround and hit and threaten them who was trying to record.
Can you leave? Like, what are you doing here? You're clearly not here to fight. All you're doing is
don't touch me, don't push me.
I'm not touching you. All you're doing is coming in here and being a problem.
I'm not even talking, I'm literally just recording. It's my job. It's my
job. Somehow turn it on.
Like 15 videos of that. Like, what are you doing here? You're clearly not here to fight. All you're doing is
don't touch me, don't push me.
I'm not touching you. All you're doing is coming in here and being a problem.
I'm not even talking, I'm literally just recording. It's my job. It is my full-time job. It's my full-time job to record.
You have gotten 15 videos.
Who's there recording them?
I have to stream this whole thing, that's what I'm doing.
Pro-Islam kids. They aren't even Islam themselves, you know?
You're recording. You've gotten footage. I've seen you get your footage. Trust.
Ask them if I was just streaming. I'm a digital reporter in the city. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's my job.
All you come in here is and push people around and try to get your footage. You've gotten 15 videos.
Why aren't you harassing any other reporter that's here?
Because you're the one making a problem.
But I haven't. This is my first time that I've spoken to anybody at this whole event. So.
That's untrue.
Who did I speak to? I told you to stop pushing me before.
No, because I literally wasn't pushing you.
Yeah, you walked into me a dozen times.
You came in here.
I know how I don't have sound. Well, let's get subtitles.
I'm not going to argue with you.
They do end up threatening them. I got some more videos coming up on this a little bit later. That definitely threaten them. Okay, the healthcare thing. This is a scam out in California. They're charging them. They're giving them money so they can take their blood pressure, this and that, and so they can charge our Medicaid, Medicare, and all that kind of stuff. Watch.
122. That's no pay. So, is that what you're doing?
What is this for?
Check your blood pressure, check your heart rate. You get $15 just as long as you have.
Wait a minute, I can't hear you.
Check your blood pressure, check your heart rate. Just as long as you have active Medicare, you get $15.
Oh,
That'll be
okay.
at least 2 months since the last time I saw you.
So if I have Medicare, you'll check my blood pressure and my heart rate?
Yeah, Medi-Cal, just as long as you have active Medi-Cal.
Active Medicare. And you'll give me $15?
Yeah. If you don't have your card on you, type in your social.
But where does my information go?
It goes to our clinic.
What clinic?
They're giving them $15. They're charging us taxpayers a lot more than that. What they're doing, it's a scam.
You didn't tell me the other day. I never spoke to you. I never spoke to you. So if I take this, I get $15, right? Where does my information go though?
To CNB Clinic.
CNB? CME. Oh, okay. And then they bill my medical provider?
The medical provider is Medi-Cal.
What happens if I don't have Medicare, if I got private insurance?
Well, that's the thing. That's what it's paying. That's who the service is paying this to. So this clinic went and said, "Hey, you giving everybody else $5? We want to be able to help people out more." And they went and told them, "Hey, for to do this, we want to push." So this is a really good clinic with a good focus.
So I gotta have my Medicare card with me?
You got Medi-Cal?
Yeah.
You gotta have active Medi-Cal. Active Medi-Cal.
I know, but I need to have my Medicare card with me.
No, you need to know your social to see if your Medi-Cal is active.
My social security number. All right. All right, thank you. Hey, so I gotta go get my social security number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out there making big bucks out there doing that. Big bucks. And that's coming out of our taxpayers' dollars. All right, here's a bunch of hypocrisy.
Just answer the question.
Happily answer. Why did Joe Biden not release these files, and why did none of you come out and call for the release of these files when Joe Biden was president? Why did you wait until it became a political issue if your motivations are so pure? Mr. Goldman, yes, I'll yield to you.
So, first of all, the reason why this has become such a big
that's
issue.
true.
No, that wasn't the question. The question was, why did you all not push the Biden admin to release the files? Right. Why did not one of you say Joe Biden's Justice Department should release these files, and if he doesn't, damn it, I'm going to get a discharge petition? So why didn't anyone do that?
I'm trying to answer. That we were not aware, I think it's safe to say, that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files.
No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. Everyone in this room knew about Epstein. It was a huge national story. I'm asking you, why did Joe Biden not release the Epstein files? It's irrelevant who may or may not have been in them. Why didn't you care about these victims? Irrespective of the fact that your political opponent could or could not be attached to these files, why weren't you guys calling out?
They only cared about it when they thought they could hang it on Trump.
The Joe Biden administration to release the files. Please, someone answer.
I'm trying to answer.
Well, you didn't. I'll let Ms. Crockett try.
You got to let
Jasmine, Jasmine, and I'll call you by your first name because we're friends, and I feel comfortable, and you call me Lance. So, Jasmine,
we are not
go
friends.
for it. Oh, we are.
Do not
go
ruin
ahead.
Don't ruin
go
my
ahead.
street cred. No, here's the thing. I will tell you that at the end of the day, for me as a lawyer, when you have that Maxwell went through her trial.
Could you imagine her being your lawyer? Oh my God.
In 2021, I believe that's when she was convicted. That is when Joe Biden was in power. After that, she ended up on appeal, which she is currently on appeal now. So as it relates to whether or not that Department of Justice had even concluded their investigation, I can't say that they had, number one. Number two, by releasing the files prior to her going through her appellate process, that may have ended up being an issue that administration was concerned about. That's number one. Number two.
She's in appeal now. So
Okay,
using that line, you're going to pull.
They did everything they could to block it. What is she talking about?
Hold on, I'm about to get to it because that's all y'all.
No one.
No, I said, no.
I'm going to reclaim my time. Since you said we weren't friends, I'm going to reclaim my time.
The time belongs to the gentleman.
I got a real hard time with the Democrats saying that this is a noble cause when y'all weren't calling on Joe Biden's Justice Department to release the files. You're all a bunch of hypocrites to say this is a noble cause because none of you did anything.
Yep. They didn't care about it until they thought they could use it. That's what it was. All right, here already there was a fake bomber who's been told thought they'd try to blow up the plane. They didn't really have a bomb though, but was Islamist. Here we go.
Going to bomb the plane. Dead to America, dead to Trump. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
All the snack bar.
Allah Akbar.
All the snack bar.
Allah Akbar.
What's this guy tackles him?
Oh my God. Sit down. Don't move. Fuck your husband.
I'd have to tackle him too. All right, here's a Democrat that woke up. Well, watch this. He's woke up and he's figured out what the Democrats are all about.
So look, I'm gonna be all the way honest with y'all. Like I was never into politics. Like anytime it was like time to vote and stuff like that, I would never go vote because I'd be like, man, these folk gonna pick whoever they want to win anyway. And so when Kamala and Trump was going against each other, you know, I wasn't gonna vote, and I was like, man, whoever win. I was like, man, the Trump win, whatever, man. I ain't worried about that because God is my master. You know what I mean? Anyway, you know, that's before I knew the truth. So time kept going past. I kept seeing stuff like Kamala's her rally that she had, presidential rally, and then that's all she had. Abortion mobile vehicles. That's a
Kirk put in chat that remove the clocks forward tonight. You lose an hour of sleep. Takes a few weeks for your body to get used to it again. Pat's heading out. So Pat, I'm going to be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think I'm going to have an important show. I think I got some good stuff lined up that I'm thinking of doing.
People can have abortions right there on the spot. Then that's all Megan Thee Stallion.
6 p.m. tomorrow.
It's working. So it just hit me like, do they think our so-called black women are like thoughts and like they just want to have sex and just have abortions? Like, is that what they think about the so-called black woman? So right there, it showed me like, wait, these people morals ain't it? And then, you know, they were going for like, if you want to be a girl and you're a boy, then you can be a girl if you feel like a girl and you know, your pronouns and all. I'm like, bro, no, this ain't what I stand on. Cause I'm a stiff little believer in the Most High. Like I love the Most High. I know the Most High real. And I'm like, none of this stuff that they go off of is anything that the Most High says is the way that he says to go. And on top of that, like some of the women in my family were saying like Trump is gonna do this project 2025 or whatever it was, and the police gonna start killing y'all black men. And I was like, nigga, I'm going for Trump. After I heard all that bullshit, and they were like, and Trump gonna put us back in slavery.
Products now, maybe they won't have a need for cotton because I can definitely see him signing an executive order to put us back into slavery. I can definitely see that coming. And baby, if we go ahead right now and stop.
I said, yeah, my people been brainwashed, bro. My people are brainwashed.
From our schools and our media.
I'm rocking with Trump. That shit ran me to Trump, bro.
All right, this is the modern face of Britain. I know, I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of these clips that come up on my timeline a lot. So this is about the British Prime Minister and Britain, modern face. Oh, I forgot what this was exactly. All right, this is a normal person, couple normal people walking around Britain, and the Muslims attack them. They attacked this other guy too on the other scooter. Stomping his head. They get the other one in the white scooter too. D. That's Britain for you. They're taking over.
Look at it. Look at it.
Hey,
all right, these are the there's pro-Iranian or American people, and there's some Islam ones.
Look at it. Look at it. It's chased up like an animal. It's an innocent animal. Free it. Free it.
And he throws a bomb in amongst them. The Islamist does.
Free it. Free it. Free it.
we won't.
Someone threw something.
Back up.
There's a goat.
Well, there's a goat. Put it back. You got a goat.
You got a goat,
Yeah, John, they like to knock you off your feet so they can start doing it. You got to try to stay on your feet. Don't fall. Don't go down if you can help it.
We're not letting him go there. Hey, guys.
The cops in New York City did catch him. Not as quick as they should. All right, here, this next one is a TikToker that tried to raise a lot of money. She had something happen to her face, and she claimed that someone punched her that didn't happen, and all this and that. Watch this. She did end up making a lot of money from her TikTok. Watch this. Watch how racist she is, and later something happens that causes her face to swell up. I don't know if she had an infection or some stupid thing. And she claims she got punched.
This is for the fact that you're a white man and I'm a black woman. I have less privilege than you. Thank you.
Oh, I feel bad.
I slapped her back. Now what? Look at her face. Something happened to her face, and then she tried to blame it on some white person or something for punching her, and she lied to raise a lot of money on TikTok.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Be a racist?
I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody.
You're a racist.
Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What are you gonna do?"
Well, there's no videotape of it, no witnesses. Watch.
And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And this man just.
Why wasn't it red or bleeding?
Hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watched.
That's Rhoda Osmond. She's known virally as Brick Lady, and a Harris County jury has just found her guilty of theft by deception.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Back in 2023, she went viral when she made claims online that a man threw a brick at her head because she wouldn't give him her phone number.
This was a well thought of plan, a diabolical plan.
That's Olin Douglas. He's the man that was accused of throwing that brick, but he says that he got death threats after the video went viral. The Houston Police Department and Harris County District Attorney's Office investigated this case. They found that Rhoda Osmond created a fake GoFundMe to profit off of this, about $42,000. When the jury convicted her, the judge had to tell her to calm down in the courtroom several times. The judge then sentenced her to 10 years of probation, and some of the conditions that she'll have to follow. First, she'll have to serve 90 days in jail. She'll also have to pay full restitution and then go to inpatient substance abuse treatment. But one of the biggest conditions of probation, the judge ordered 10 years of no using social media.
If it was an attack between a male and a female, it would be a misdemeanor, you're saying? Okay. All right, this is a reporter, one of the YouTubers type thing, tried to do the recording, and the left didn't want him there. So he started using pepper spray to defend himself. Watch the left. They were attacking him already, and he had to use this pepper spray to try to keep him back. I got some more videos on this, too.
This guy's spraying people.
Stop!
He's pepper spraying people. He's walking around pepper spraying people.
He's defending himself. Look at him. His hands are up, trying to stop him.
Do something with him. Do something with him, bro. You just got that shit right in front of you. He pepper spraying.
That's evidence, bro. What are y'all doing? Ignoring evidence.
Pepper spray all over my head.
Bro, what is wrong with y'all? This is why the fucking place will always be dirty, bro. Do your job.
Pepper spray, guys, all over my head.
Leave while you can, baby.
Thank you, guys. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Get out of New York City.
Those two got attacked, that one and the other one. They're trying to record.
Fuck you, you piece of shit.
Guess what the cops do? They arrest those two, the ones that were getting attacked.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You are very, very violent. You are very, very violent. You are very, very violent. You are very, very violent, you piece of shit. You pepper sprayed everybody, you piece of shit. You pepper sprayed everybody, you piece of shit.
Because you guys were attacking them.
Everybody, you piece of shit. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't touch me, nigga. Fuck you. Don't touch me, nigga.
Yeah, that's why I said it was like a fire hose, you know, with all the stuff that's out there. You could sit here for hours a day playing all this stuff. I try to pick some good ones.
I
got more on this.
Pepper spray me, you little bitch. Pepper spray me, you little bitch.
I would pepper spray him. He deserves it. He will shut up.
Pepper spray me. Pepper spray me, you little bitch.
Arrest that nigga.
They do get arrested.
That's how easy it was.
That's how easy it was, bro. That's how easy it was, bro. I could have just did you filthy on this wire. I could have just gutted you like a pig.
Oh my God, I got pepper spray.
Oh, that one with the long hair there? She's in a lot of videos and claims a lot of stuff. This one right here? Oh, she's a YouTuber or whatever and raises a lot of money doing that. Claiming a lot of bull crap that's not true.
Could have just gutted you like a pig.
Oh my God, I got pepper spray.
See?
Pepper sprayed everybody. Pepper sprayed everybody.
I told him I could have done it.
They were attacking him. Look at the numbers against those two.
I told him I could have done it. It's a big difference. I know the laws in New York City. I know the laws of harassment and assault in New York City. I know the laws of battery.
They want a private escort.
They don't want him there so they can do illegal stuff. They don't want him recording them. I mean, they'll record themselves, but not put it up on their stuff.
Get out!
I
did. I got pepper. Wait, they got him more. They got him more. I got Fuck you.
Pepper spray on my hand.
Oh dear. Wash your hands. Should have gotten that close. Well, the one cop's pretty small. Here's some more on it from Andy.
We are so happy. We are so happy. I'm a lady from Iran. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Why are you crying?
Different part
I'm a
of it.
lady from Iran. I'm so happy. Why are you crying? Bye.
Get your.
There's that lady again.
Don't
to see the one with the wig.
trust the white college leftist college students, okay? Trust them. They know much better than
I'm from Iran.
No, I'm saying you're right.
know all the right wingers. Who's next?
Killer.
I know all of them.
Came up to us, bro. What the fuck you think? You're walking up to me telling me we want you to leave.
Shut up!
None of you were Iranian, bro.
This is another right-wing piece of shit right here.
Oh, yeah, that one.
This one right here. This one.
They're mourning this idiot, the killer.
I show my tits.
Killed
Nate
hundreds of
Friedman
thousands.
here. Nate Friedman, this piece of shit right here. Fuck him. He's trash. Get out. Yeah, get the fuck out. We paid protesters. He just dropped the video. Don't touch her. Don't touch nobody. Don't touch nobody, nigga.
She just
Don't touch her
said that they are paid protesters.
either. Don't touch. You back up. You back up. That's it. Nate Friedman, get the fuck out. Get this insect out. Get out, cockroach. Get out, cockroach. You the cockroach. Get the fuck out, bitch. Get out, bitch. Get out, bitch. Bye. We're paid.
Oh, I'd love to go there and knock that damn thing down.
Yeah, you ain't fucked up. Bye, bitch. Take your bitch.
Completely disgusted that they're naive and they don't know what they're protesting for. You know, they want to say Epstein, horrible person. The orange man's a fucking pedophile, but they think that guy's any better. They think that guy's gonna come free Palestine. No, that guy won't even treat his own people morally right.
It's fake blonde, Marianne.
I didn't know.
Later, Dan. The Quran. See the Quran there? All these college students back in the Quran. They're mourning that guy. They're mourning that guy. Here's another angle on the other thing.
You don't know me. You don't know me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Fucking back up. Back up. Back the fuck up. Back the fuck. Back the fuck up. That's how black go. That's how black go. You touch the lead, bitch. You're not a fucking fascist, you fucking.
The left always gets violent when they have the numbers. That's when they do it.
What's up? What's up? Stop it! Stop it!
Should learn to fight.
Hey, don't touch me. Hey, I'm a self-defense, all right? Back up! Back up, everyone! Back up! Back up! Feel back up! Feel back up! Fuck you, fucking piece of shit! Stop it! Stop it! You gonna hit me, motherfucker? Hey, don't touch me! Hey, do that! Don't do that! All right, I'm helping you out! Back up, everyone! Back up! Back up! Back up, brother. Watch out! Huh? I was sitting there minding my business. They called me a fascist. I don't have no Trump permanently on me.
Shut up, Fed. Stop your ass, man.
Look at that.
Shut up,
That's that big mouth again. She gets a lot of money. That black lady there with the blonde wig.
Crazy barber.
Shut up, bitch. Punches for Jake Lang, you gay now. For you, bitch. You
need to get a couple people right in her. Look at the way she's dressed. You wouldn't think it was that warm in New York right now. I don't know. I would get right in her face and call her.
Suck his dick so bad, none of you guys fucking punches. When this SRG go, we're gonna punch you in your motherfucking mouth, bitch. We're not gonna say fuck your mama, bitch. Here. Get your mama.
To be arrested.
Shut the fuck up, Jackie Chan. You use the N-word. Use it, bitch. Use it, Jackie Chan. Use it, bitch.
I don't disrespect people. You're disrespecting yourself using the N-word. Why you yourself as a slave? Come!
Get out.
Here he goes again.
Come on, come on.
They're trying to chase him down and attack him. Antifa. They get him. They're going to beat him up. Now they're going to get him. No, she's going to lie. She's going to lie. Hey, Christine.
Bye! Fuck you!
Back up! Back up! Back up!
Let him put him in cuffs. Let him arrest him. It's the 6th time he swore on someone. Very reasonable. Fuck you!
Back.
And he ends up getting arrested. The mob's attacking him and he gets arrested. The mob's attacking him and he gets arrested. I swear you got to go with numbers. That's the only way you can do it is go with numbers there. All right, here's a little bit more on this.
Pussy! Fuck you!
See how they surrounded him?
This motherfucker out of our city! Get out, Nazi!
They also use the noise that irritate you and distract you so you can't hear things. It's a psychological thing. The usual chant. Unbelievable. Oh, let me end it. We're a little shorter than what I thought it was. Here we go. I just played this one. Okay. I just did this one, I think. Right? Oh, that's the one I did. Okay. All right. Let's new released body cam footage. Wonder why that one's not playing. Can't hear it, but it's an illegal that they stopped. This is regular cops, though. There it goes.
Trying to stop.
It's a black 2012 Kia Forte.
Hey, where are you going?
It's a black 2012 Kia Forte. Not no plates at this time.
Hey, stop him!
Get him out. Get him out.
Big old Crown Royal in there, drink without the sip on a big old Crown Royal.
Engine in the credit.
Trying to stop.
It's a black 2012 Kia Forte.
A loser, yeah.
Stop him, stop him, stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Get him out. Get him out.
They tried to.
Stop the fucking vehicle! Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. You're at 2300, shots fired. Get out of the vehicle now! Out of the vehicle now! Stay there, stay there!
Down. Turn on. I got him. Damn, this is bleeding. He's got impact inside.
2300, shots fired, one in custody.
Hey, you need another ambulance?
Yes, yes.
Anybody else ready?
Water can with blue dye. Yeah, man, I hear like wasp spray and stuff like that in the eyes. Are some of the ones that can shoot a long ways. You can't let them take it out of your hand though, because they'll use it against you again. I think it wasn't this crazy, John, but I think now we know more of it now with the internet. That's what it is. I think we're finding out it's a lot of it, John. All right, to change things up a little bit, here's a little bit from Katie Hopkins there about a question about Palestinians. Here we go.
Get ready for people to go, oh, look at her, she's paid for by the Jews. £7,000 a post. I fucking wish. So this chair here is the ambassador for Palestine, right?
He's going to talk about Stammer. I gotta rewind this a little bit. Here we go.
This chair here is the ambassador for Palestine, right? Keir Starmer, basically, rubbing up against each other. They were like that. Oh, yeah. Basically having gay sex in the middle of Parliament. The ambassador for Palestine was like, yeah, Keir, you did so good for us. Like totally trying to bang Keir, while Keir was like, yeah, come on, rub me, yeah. So my question is this. If Palestinians aren't big into LGBTQ, LMNOP, QRSTUV, why was the ambassador for Palestine trying to have gay sex with Keir Starmer's arm? Like dry humping. Keir Starmer's like, It's the ambassador to Palestine. It's the gayest thing I've ever seen. And I've been to Gay Porn Idol and other gay clubs quite often. I mean, honestly, you couldn't be more gay. The ambassador to Palestine, I don't know what he's called, but someone tag him, could not be more gay. Come on, Keir, you've done so good things for us. Honestly, most of us were like, oh, should we let them be? Should we give them a room? He was there for iftar celebrations. I know, it's all they do at Ramadan Ding Dong, honestly, is eat.
Christine, I was down in DC and had the whole PVC pipe thing. But anyways, they go through training in the Antifa where they do this thing black lock. They'll do it like a whole front, and they'll grab one person and they'll pull them behind the lines, and the line will close so you can't get at them to help them. And there'll be a bunch of them beating one person up behind the lines. Is what they call black block. Is what they do. So this is Laura Loomer's thing here about Southwestern Airlines and Islamist on the thing. They had to arrest. Chris Steiner. That's his new name.
Let's go. Stand up. Everybody heads down. Stand up. Stay down. Stand up.
That's because they had someone trying to blow up the plane there. They claimed they were going to blow up the plane. A lot of it's fake. I don't think they're getting on there with that. Here's Dearborn, Michigan. Gathering for the prayer, Muslim prayer. Openly chants Allah.
The word, and with a decree of yours, you will annihilate them. Ya Rahman Rahimin, you annihilated.
Hear the first part about
and with a decree of yours, you will annihilate them. Ya Rahman Rahimin, you annihilated. And you destroyed the likes of...
Their prayer is to annihilate all of us. They want to kill all of us.
Ad and Thamud and Fir'aun. These are the Fir'auns and the Ad and Thamud of today. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, we ask you, Ya Allah, destroy them, Allah, take them off the service of this earth. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akram al-Akramin.
على القوم الكافرين اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر عبادك الموحدين اللهم انصرهم على القوم المجرم أحصهم عددا اللهم اقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم
اللهم يا ربنا إنهم يجاهدون في سبيلك اللهم إنهم يجاهدون في سبيلك اللهم انصرهم يا رب العالمين اللهم انصرهم على أعدائهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم عليك باليهود اللهم عليك باليهود وأعوانهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك. اللهم احصهم عددا، اللهم احصهم عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا يا رب العالمين.
عليك بالصليبيين، اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك عليهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم نصرك الذي وعدت على القوم الكافرين.
Allahumma destroy all the enemies of Islam. Allahumma destroy all the enemies of Islam. May Allah destroy them completely and show in them, show in us the great signs of Allah in their utter destruction, annihilation, humiliation.
عليك بالأمريكان ومن والاهم اللهم أحصهم عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا.
يا رب اللهم اقتلهم بددا، اللهم احصهم عددا واقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا يا رب.
Yeah, Christian, I think it's 5 times a year, and Shia and Sunni, it's 4 times a day. It's insane. It's at crazy hours, and it's absolutely insane. Okay, man recently visited Cuba. What's this?
I am in Havana, Cuba right now, and this is where you bring your rationing notebook to get 1 piece of bread per day. This is the notebook right over here. And you show it over here.
Wait a minute, it's fair, it's socialism, right? Everyone gets almost nothing.
And then they'll give you 1 piece of bread. So you get 1 piece of bread, and then sometimes if they have extra, they'll give you 1 egg. Sometimes you'll only get a few eggs per month, not cartons, single eggs. And then if you're lucky, they might give you
a few eggs a month. That's socialism for you.
Extras, but don't depend on it.
Just wait for it. That's why they were eating, I have an extra, with an extra. Funny. Yeah, that's socialism for you. Down in Venezuela, they were eating zoo animals and everything to survive. All right, here's a guy. He threw a bomb or something at him, and then he was yelling Allah Akbar, Allah snack bar. Let's say. That was for against the Iranian protesters, the ones for taking down Iran. What did he throw?
Get a circle! Guys, stay back! Turn around! Stay back! Stay back, guys!
All the snack bar. I'll bet you within hours he'll be back out in the street. I bet you money on that.
Out of the street, out of the street, out of the street.
Come on, guys, get up.
Back it up, back it up. Back up, guys.
Guys, get off the street, off the street.
It's a different guy. It's a different guy.
He assaulted a police officer. He assaulted a police officer.
They actually ended up arresting 2, not just the one that threw the thing. The other one that was trying to stop the cops from getting it.
He didn't throw the cops in there, but he punched the officer in the head.
Yeah, this is the one that was running interference. It was a dude that was running interference for him.
I'm calling all my Iranian brothers and sisters who live in America to go ahead and change their voter registration from Democrats to Republican, specifically in blue states. This is our way to tell the Democrats, if you don't stand with us, we're not going to stand with you. While President Donald Trump is helping Iranian people to take down Islamic regime, who is a threat to the world, not only Iranian people, who killed 40,000 of Iranian people in 2 days of protest, hanged many people. Well, President Donald Trump is trying to help Iranian people to eliminate this bloody regime, who is a threat to America too, because for many years they said death to America. The ideology is to destroy America. And they even tried an attempt to assassinate President Donald Trump. Democrats, on the other hand, is not standing with the Iranian people. They're standing against Iranian people's interests. They're trying to attack Donald Trump and try to stop him. So if you're an Iranian who lives in America, that's your job to change your registration. And if you haven't been registered anywhere, I will write it in caption how you can do that. Register yourself as a Republican, specifically in blue states, to show them that we have power. We're standing with President Donald Trump because he's doing the right thing. He's seeing the future. He sees that Islamic regime is a threat to America too. And that's so funny because Democrats don't want to even acknowledge that President Donald Trump just helped eliminate one of the biggest dictators in history. They don't want to give a credit to him. It's okay. We Iranian people should stand with President Donald Trump because he's doing the right thing. Even if you're not Iranian and you
plus funding all the terrorism in Islam.
Understand what I'm saying? Go ahead and change your registration from Democrats to Republican. I'm asking all the content creators, please make a video like this. Ask your followers to do so. Love you guys. Iran is going to be free and the world is going to be a better place with the help of President Donald Trump.
All right, this protester drove all the way to Colorado to the largest public company out there. Watch.
Colorado's most valuable company just left the state, and the timing is raising some serious questions. On February 17th, Palantir Technologies posted a single sentence online. We have moved our headquarters to Miami, Florida. No press conference, no explanation, but just weeks before the move, Democratic lawmakers and activists protested outside Palantir's Denver headquarters, criticizing the company for working with federal immigration enforcement systems. At the rallies, signs reading "ICE out" were held outside the building while elected officials addressed the crowd. Some activists
So they drove the company out of there.
even celebrated afterward, claiming the protest helped push the company out. But now we're getting a clearer picture of what that departure could actually cost Colorado. A new analysis from the Common Sense Institute looked at the economic impact of Palantir leaving Denver. Even though the headquarters had only about 87 employees, those workers earned roughly $48.6 million in annual compensation. Because those are high-paying tech jobs, the ripple effects could be much larger. The report projects the move could ultimately mean 724 fewer jobs statewide, about 106 million in lost GDP, and roughly 178 million in economic activity disappearing from Colorado's economy. Palantir hasn't officially said why it moved, but when politicians protest a company in their own state and then that company relocates weeks later, people have a right to ask questions. Comment HQ or headquarters if you want the full breakdown, and subscribe for more coverage of the policies shaping Colorado's economy.
They must pay the price. Actually, to be honest, Colin, I'm hoping they keep going, because the longer it goes, the more of these nutcakes we get rid of. You know, if they surrender too early, there'll still be some around, you know.
Iranian here with another pro tip for anyone who's not from.
This is Goldie from Canada. She's an Iranian. Definitely a good person.
The Middle East. In order to understand why Iranians are fighting against the Islamic Republic and want their Shah to return, there are 3 facts that you just have to accept. Number 1. Iran is not a Muslim country, and prior to 1979, we were a modern, secular, westernizing nation. Number 2, the 1979 Islamic Revolution, or as I like to call it, the Islamic coup d'etat, was not an organic movement. It
wasn't just them. What they did is they went with the Marxists, which they're trying to do in America. Islam and Marxists are trying to take over America. They're trying to do the exact same thing here.
Orchestrated by communists and Islamists, and it was funded and supported by Western nations. And number 3,
Carter.
The Shah of Iran was not a dictator. In fact, the Shah of Iran was protecting Iranians from Islamists and communists. Unfortunately, everyone in the West has just dealt with the historical revisionism that's been put out there by communists and Islamists to justify taking over Iran in 1979 and turn it into an Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law. So if you're wondering why Iranians are taking to the streets and protesting against Islam, wanting to overthrow the Islamic Republic, and calling for the return of the Shah, the current king in exile, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi. That's because everything you think you know about Iran and
I've chatted with her before. I think I had her on my channel a long time ago when she was in the Canadian Parliament there, Christine.
Everything the Western media, communists, leftists, and Islamists have told you about Iran is a lie. And now you know.
Colin, I think that's a given to try to give up. So anyways, I want to play this one. This is from a movie, so this isn't real, but it is about a real story. Here we go.
It is a film Iran doesn't want the world to see. The stoning of Soraya M is based on the true story of a woman brutally killed after being falsely accused of adultery. Soraya is stoned to death in her Iranian village under Islamic Sharia law. The film is a graphic portrayal of a grotesque form of public punishment still endorsed by the Iranian government. But its director says some European countries have been reluctant to support screenings, fearful of antagonizing Iran's hardline regime already at loggerheads with the West.
I think that's really sad. I think that to sort of capitulate to that kind of thuggery is not really consistent with Western values. I mean, freedom of speech, freedom of creative expression, political discontent, these are things that we all value.
Iran has executed more than 100 people this year. Stoning, whilst legal, is rare. But human rights groups fear this woman, convicted of adultery, will be next. A campaign to save the life of Sakina Mohammadi Ashtiani has gained international momentum.
The Iranian Penal Code stipulates the stones must be big enough to cause people damage, but small enough not to do it too quickly. So it's a deliberately slow and cruel punishment.
Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has accused the West of using the Ashtiani case to generate further opposition against his country at a time when Iran's nuclear program is drawing international condemnation and concern. The stoning of Soraya M serves as a painful reminder of the ruthlessness of the Iranian government, past and present. Lisa Holland, Sky News.
Christina, I just hope the people get it back. Oh, let me finish this up. Yeah, okay. Sorry about my typing in your ear. Some people say they can hear it. All right, I'm going to end with this one. If I can find it. Here it is. Dr. Well, you know.
It looks like it's over. The regime that swore it would burn the entire Middle East to the ground, the regime that boasted it would close the Strait of Hormuz to inflict pain upon the entire world, that vowed to rain down missiles on every American base from Kuwait to Bahrain, that regime just reportedly sent a secret message to the CIA begging for mercy. After years of opportunities and off-ramps, they're now crawling to the table, groveling. And you know what President Trump just said? Too late. Start with the latest on that secret message. According to the New York Times, operatives from Iran's Ministry of Intelligence reached out to the CIA through a third country's intelligence service to explore possible conditions for ending the war. So, of course, this contradicts the public face of Iran. The leaders of that regime, or what's left of the regime, have been defiant. But apparently, behind closed doors, the intelligence ministry, the regime's inner circle, has been secretly reaching out to the very agency that ironically helped pinpoint.
Christine, you and I should have a talk. You seem to know a lot about Erdogan. He's a jihadist. The other type, I mean, Iran and Turkey didn't get along, but in this case, they would get along. You know, they're two different type of Muslim.
Khamenei's compound. Now, when Trump found out that Iran was indeed
up in Turkey, you got something called the Gray Wolves that are very racist and want to kill pretty much anyone that's not them.
signaling it wanted to talk, he didn't respond with diplomacy. He didn't send Witkoff on a plane. He posted on Truth Social, their Air Force.
John, you're so right about the CIA. They mess everything up to start with. They make the mess to start with, the CIA often.
Their defense, their Navy, their leadership, it's all gone. They want to talk. I said, too late. Now, that is textbook escalation strategy, okay? You see, in any high-stakes negotiations, the side that's the first to blink, the side that's the first to formally propose concrete concessions signals that they have lost the leverage game. In other words, the side that blinks first loses any and all leverage, and that's because why compromise when the other side is already demonstrably conceding? Once you've signaled weakness by making the first concession, the other side knows you're at your breaking point, and they can wait you out even further. And that's precisely what President Trump appears to be doing here. But it gets even worse, because then just hours after that story broke, Iran's deputy foreign minister went on Sky News Arabia and said, and this is the quote from Sky News, Iran is ready to abandon its nuclear program on condition that the United States presents a satisfactory alternative offer. Now, immediately, Iranian officials said that his comments were taken out of context, that he was talking about the earlier negotiations with Witkoff and Kushner, that there are no new proposals on the table. But needless to say, that backpedaling is being met with quite the dose of skepticism. It's just a total coincidence, of course, that the deputy foreign minister made those comments on day 6 of Operation Epic Fury, while Iran's military infrastructure is being systematically obliterated. I mean, it's just a coincidence that this came hours after the secret CIA back channel was reported on and exposed. Trump himself commented on it and, of course, dismissed it, saying too late. So I think it's safe to say that these talking points are more an admission that this is a regime signaling surrender. Let me give you some of the numbers here because they're absolutely staggering. According to U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, as of this week, Iran's ballistic missile launches are down 86% from the first day of fighting.
Now it's down 92%.
Their one-way attack drone launches are down 73%. The IDF,
they are doing some damage with the drones in residential type areas, not in military areas, but residential areas.
has reported destroying 300 Iranian missiles.
It's the drones that are doing their damage now, and they're hitting other countries, not USA so much, you know.
Missile launchers since the conflict began, which corresponds to a 70% drop in.
Yep. I don't know. Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I got to get back to this page. Sorry. Everyone have a wonderful night. I'll be on 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now the clocks change, you know. I heard that too. The CIA and Bushes were connected back then, you know. I don't know the exact connection, but this and that. But they really don't like Christianity or Jews, and that. Hitler was trying to kill all the Jews, actually. He actually sent a lot of them into that area. And anyways, not that I'm necessarily a promoter of that, just that trying to say what history was. All right. God bless everyone. I'll see you tomorrow about 6 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Thanks for all the chat. All right. Bye-bye.